G'day and welcome to Duckzorly Gaming and Euro Truck Simulator 2. So, we thought we'd change it up a bit. We've done our farming sim, we've done a bit of pure farming, and ever since I started this I was going to do Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator, but just never got around to it. Just been too busy farming. But now we're going to get into it. So, what have we got installed? We've got all the DLCs from SCS installed, including the latest one, the Italia, and also the special loads or whatever it is. That's been loaded up. And we also have the latest version of Pro Mods installed as well. Now, we've set our home base as Berlin in Germany, instead of going to England, which is where I normally used to go, just so we're basically over in continental Europe. So we've just done the first lead-in truck drive, which was like the whole of about 5 kilometres, if that. And we're now at our garage ready to get started with our job so we can start earning some money. So we're going to do it career mode. We're not going to jump ahead and get levels or cheap money or anything like that. We're just going to go for the grind. And I hope you enjoy watching me smash my truck up like I do normally. Anyway. Without further ado, let's get into it and let's go to the job market. So we haven't got our own trucks, we've got to get hired. So we obviously want something here in Berlin, preferably something that's profitable. So 3,715 to do some ventilation shafts, cheese. Let's see what else there is. Oh, that's all I can do, isn't it? So 3,715 dollars, and that's obviously going to be the highest. Carrots, pork. Okay, what have we got? How far is that one? 14.25 kilometers pound. So it's not that far. All right, let's just do that. What are we going to be driving? Mercedes. Okay, let's take the job. All right, so this will be interesting. I haven't spent much time playing this with the wheel, but we have got the wheel running, so I haven't set the controls. I'm just using default controls, so we'll see how that goes as well. All right, let's see how we go. All right, off we go. So what have we got? We've got to travel 237 kilometers. And yes, my indicators don't work. My paddles haven't been configured. I've got to go and do that at some point, I suppose. But yeah, now which side of the road am I supposed to be on? That's probably the first challenge. We'll find out. I picked the right one. That's alright. Now, we don't normally, when I'm playing this, play in cab like this. I normally play out the front of the truck, if you know what I mean. So I normally do, let's have a look, see if I can do the views without crashing. Not that one, not that one, not that one, that one. This is the view I normally do when I'm driving, but it's way too noisy. So we're going to stick with the traditional in cab, and we'll see how we go with that. So no indicators, so hopefully I won't get booked for indicating, not indicating. Off we go. Sorry, I'm over the speed limit, so I'm going to get a speeding violation if I'm not careful. And knowing my luck, there'll be a speed camera just around this corner. Alright, first challenge. Have a habit of losing loads and control up around through these, what do you call these? So, is it a turnpike Americans call it? I don't know. Now I haven't been into ETS for a while, so there's been a few patches. I'm hoping that the AI has been improved just a little bit, possibly. I very much doubt that it has, but we can hope. Alright, so I'm taking the first exit. Didn't even notice where we're going to. Didn't even think of the name, catching the name of where we're going. So, obviously, too, once we've recorded the episode, we'll have to have a look. We may end up fast forwarding bits and pieces. I'll have to wait and see, which may make the commentary a bit disjointed, I suppose, but I'll have to see how that all goes, how that pans out. So ideally what we want to do is we want to get to the point where we've got our own garage. We need to buy our own truck. That's the first thing, and then we can start doing our own loads with our own truck, and then we obviously expand by employing other drivers and buying them trucks, or basically giving them the hand-me-downs, and continuing on that way and just building our little trucking empire. It will take some time. It doesn't happen overnight unless you're using some common sheets. And I mean, who knows? I may even be able to get in and do some multiplayer stuff with the likes of Johnny V. Oh, pardon me. Johnny V, Icelandic Farmer. All of them, I know they do a multiplayer on Truck Sim, but whether it be ATS or ETS 2, I'm not sure. But who knows? We may get the bug back. My biggest problem with this game is because I play it of a night and later of a night, I tend to find myself falling asleep at the wheel. More so than any other game. But and on cue there goes a yawn. So that doesn't bode very well, does it? So for the next episode I will have to make sure I've got all the controls sorted out and the keybinds. So I'm not even sure what my light controls or anything are anymore. So if it gets to darkness, which it shouldn't do, we'll be struggling. We'll be on Struggle Street. Nothing different there. So here we go. We're going to open it up to the floor. So those of you that do play it, what mods have you got? What mods do you recommend? I mean, I've had some very basic mods previously. Had a couple of truck skins, stuff like that, but I never really sort of got into it and got anything done. But what's out there? What do you use? What do you like? Let me know. I'd be interested to see and check them all out. There we go, speeding offence. Maybe there's a mod for getting rid of that, because that's probably one thing I want to get rid of, the speeding offences. Anyway, pretty sure I used to have one. Alright, so here we go, heading over the bridge. No idea what river it is. I'd like to be able to think and say confidently it's the Rhine, but I've got no clue, so I'm not going to bother. Right, traffic's here, and I'm just going to pull out in front of this car behind me and possibly cause a bingle. Oh, we got tolls, have we? No tolls? That's alright. Automated, is it? I don't know. I'm assuming a lot of this stuff is fairly realistic. I know the Pro Mods does a lot of changes to various areas. To what extent I don't know 100%, but I do know there's a lot of visual changes and improvements that are on the in the game entirely from that. So yeah. Alright, that lane looks like it's fairly free. So obviously we do have to pay here. Too hard on the brake. Alright, so we paid our whatever it was. Now this guy's going to cut straight in front of me, isn't he? So I'll cut across here. Cut that car off behind me. Hey, look, I never said I was a really polite and courteous driver. It'd be very rare for me to get the truck and my load to the destination without having some sort of bingle. So if my good friend Reefy 1952 ends up watching any of this series or these videos, he's probably guaranteed to get a bit of a laugh at my misfortune, because yeah, it's a regular occurrence on this. Alright, so what are we now? We're over halfway. Can't be right. Yeah, must be 93 kilometres. So 1 hour and 27 minutes of driving time left. Thankfully that's not real life driving time. I've never actually sat down and worked it out. I've been meaning to, but looking at it, I think each second, or each minute in the game is equivalent to about 5 seconds, I think. So 10 minutes would be basically a minute. Is that right? No. 5 minutes. So one, oh, I don't know. I'm not even going to bother trying to work it out. My head's not in the right space tonight, so we'll leave it at that. But yeah, it's quicker than real time, so that's okay. The detail on the scenery in that in this game is very good. I've always enjoyed the driving around and having a look at the scenery as we go along. That's why I do like ATS probably a little bit more than this one. Not sure why. I mean, it hasn't got as much in the way of varied scenery, I don't think, really, but certainly do enjoy having a look around. But I certainly haven't put as much game time into this as I certainly would have liked to. And it was one of the primary reasons of actually getting the wheel was actually for ETS and ATS more so than farming sim. But as it turns out, obviously I've used it a lot more in farming sim, so that's all good. It'll still get a workout. Alright, so we've got 40 k's to go. So we're not far from our destination. I'm just trying to work out time for recording and stuff like that. So that would mean that'll be about 15 minutes of recorded time for a 2-hour drive. Effectively, 200 kilometres works out to be about 15 minutes thereabouts. So that means on average, if we do about a 400 kilometre drive, then that should fit into a 30-minute episode quite okay. So we'll keep that in mind, because we don't want to be making 1 hour long episodes, not only to the fact of trying to not make it too boring for you watching it, but also more the fact that a half an hour video takes me 2.5 hours to upload. So if it was a 1 hour episode, you're talking about 5 hours to upload. So if I had 2 or 3 episodes lined up, then that's a day or so of virtually no internet use, because of the fact that it'll be hogged by the upload to YouTube. So because of my, I have a super fast download speed. 120 megabits per second constant, which is great for downloading. But my upload is only, it maxes at best at 1.5 to 1.6 megabits per second. So it's just not enough to sustain streaming, which is very unfortunate, because that's what I really would like to get into. But if some of the stuff I've been given of late is true, then our area is going to get our internet upgrade very soon to the what they call here in Australia the NBN, which is a bit of a joke in itself, but hopefully if we get the NBN we might lose a bit of our download speed, but certainly should be able to get an increase in our upload speed, something to around the 10 megabits per second, and if we can do that, that will be fine, and we can start streaming to our heart's content. And that's what we'll certainly do with games like this. We'll be streaming more of this, and then obviously also a farming sim and whatever else, and hopefully interacting with a few more of you out there and having a bit of fun at the same time. Now again, I'm going out with no indicator, so no one knows where I'm going. That's okay. Need to put an Aussie flag. Actually, I do have a truck that's got... Actually, I think I've got the livery pack. I think I got the Australian livery pack for this. Or is that American Truck Simulator? Anyway, I'll have to have a look. We'll Aussie out the truck once we have the ability to do so. Looks like Kiwis are in front of us. It's a bit like a fern leaf. Alright, so we're turning off here. Come on. You go through the red light. Bet you he doesn't get booked. Alright. So we must be going in here to Stokes. Alright, off we go. Now, I also haven't progressed to the full reversing into the loads. I basically do the easy option of driving in. So the let's play it safe is what I do, because I do enough damage on my loads as it is. I don't need to be doing any more. So basically we go down a top-down view and we just drive it in. Okay, there we go. That's our first mission done. Oh, we got an excellent. Well, there's the first. Don't expect to see too many of those. Alright, so we're still a newbie. Alrighty. What are we going to do? Now, normally I always like to take the ADR. I think we might do the high value cargo. Okay, so we got some mail. Let's have a look and see what that is. Need money, we can help. We can get a loan straight away. Scan your trucks for sale. Okay, well let's go and have a look at the bank first. Now, okay, let's change the mind. Let's go back to the truck dealers and we'll have a look online. What? Okay, visit select the dealer. Yes, we want to travel. Right, so the lowest end truck I can get is $112,000. Now, of course, we would want to customize that a little bit, wouldn't we? So you won't be able to get any options through there really, but what I can do is we can, as we said, Aussie it out. So there. That's actually 20,000. So we're going to need 128,000. I don't mind that one either, actually. Okay, let's leave. Yes. Leave. Let's see what we can get from the bank. So let's go to the bank and go 100. Yes. Can't borrow anymore. Okay. that wasn't any good, was it? So, that doesn't help me at all. Okay, well, what if I... No, that's not going to help. The bank can't pay... Yes, I can. I can pay that back. So let's pay that back now. I've probably lost money on it. Let's get out of there. What have I lost? Probably lost a little bit of money on that. But anyway, that's all right. So what we'll do is have to do a couple more quick jobs. And then we'll come back and buy our own Scania. So we'll leave it there for this episode. And we'll come back with the next episode. And we'll continue on with setting up our trucking career. And I might go see about getting a haircut as well, I think. All right. Thanks very much for joining us. Press the like button if you like the episode. Press dislike if you wish to. And don't forget, if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel and join us for our journey down the road. This is Duckzorly Gaming, wishing you a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, no matter where around the world. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks very much. Bye.